Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Victory Gaming on a Sunday morning. Figured it'd be a great time to do a little bit of flying. I've been out of the saddle a lot with my flight simming for a little bit. Real life has just been kicking the crap out of me lately, and just I got to be in the right mood to do something like this. But yeah, so streaming hasn't been much of a thing, and neither has been flying. But yeah, this morning decided, sure, why not? So we're flying from here down to here, and chart that out. It works out to be a smidge over 400 miles, so that's about a 2-hour flight. I figure that'll be a good bit of exercise, so we're gonna do that. So I'll go through the whole process here in slow time. And I want that. So we're going CYGR to KBOS. And we're going to be at flight level 3. I'm going to put 28, 280 to 300. Technically this plane will do 3,400, but it misbehaves if I get much higher than this, so. And we're gonna, it's effectively an RJ85. Stars tag, there we go. We'll okay. Alright, that's not so bad. There we go. And we're guessing it's going to be an hour and 35 flight time. We're going to block in. Alright, that's cool. So you can see the route we're going to take here. That's easy enough. Alright, so next thing I need to do is get my charts out. We're gonna route. We're gonna make a new route. Add an airport. CYGR. Okay. So I need to preload some data here. CYGR. Hills de la Madeleine. Okay. Really? Um, E-L E-I-N-E. Okay. Canada. Wow, really? Well, ain't that a drag? They don't have. That's Quebec Saint-Jean-d'Assage. Wow. Okay, I mean, I've got the paper chart here beside me, but I'd rather have the latest version up on the screen. And they don't have it. That's that's silly. All right then. Well, that's kind of a drag. CYGR. Yep. But they've got Sept-Îles. They've got Sept-Îles. They've got Stephenville. What the hell? They've got Summerside. I mean, there's nothing in Summerside. I'm not even sure it's an operational airport anymore. And yet. Yeah. That's crazy. They've got Yarmouth, but don't have. Okay, well, that's awkward. Alright, well, we'll figure it out. So the other one I'm looking for, of course, da-dum, is KBOS. Yeah, alright, so we're good. There we go. Alright. So, yeah, I can't believe they don't have CYGR in the database. Alright, fair enough. Okay. We'll sort this out in a minute. Look at our flight simulator rolling here. Alright, trying to get all the bits and pieces operational here. Here we go. And free flight. We're going to load in and we're going to do a variation on this. So this should actually be the default flight. There we go. And we're just going to hit fly now. And then we're going to do some moving around. I want to take advantage of the fact it's a nice and early on a Sunday morning, but this will give us a start condition. Alrighty. Yeah, actually go to airport. And I want to go see CYGR. That's just bloody funny. And we're going to change our time and date so it's early morning. Pre-dawn. That way we'll get to enjoy the sunrise over the water as we're flying out. Alright, now let's just look around here. Yep, nice, very nice. So this is a freeware scenery I picked up very recently off flightsim.com. And there's a fellow there who's been doing some really nice stuff for Canadian areas. And so I grabbed one for Charlottetown, which is my FIR, and grabbed one for Halifax International, Stanfield, which is a common in and out for me, and picked up this one for Magdalen Islands as well. And really pleased with the work this guy's done. Pretty stuff. Alright, we'll just slide her on over. Yeah, a little bit of graphic clipping there, but that's okay. Now we're gonna we'll park her right in front of the tower because we can. Actually, there's an angled push, but well, no, we'll just go here. Oh, come on now. Good morning and welcome to the stream. go, and slide it over, and then roll her forward. And that'll do. There, because I'm fidgety. And we'll pin this plane to the ground. Oops, more that way. Yeah, I'm really pleased for freeware scenery. Can't argue with this, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let's get this, yeah, I know. Okay, so a couple things. We're just gonna main entry, wheel chocks, cargo doors, and stairs, please. And then we're gonna save this as CYGR departure. So that gives me a good start off. We're going to go world. We're going to change our time slightly. We're going to back this off by 1 hour. Yeah, so we're going to say dawn. Like I say, back this off by 1 hour. Oh yeah, nice. Lights look good. Yeah, he's done a good job with that. All right. Get our weather maker turned on here. There we are. Now, so that's looking okay. We've got this. Let's get back to our briefing. So what are we looking at here? So we're CYGR, YYG, YSJ, Ebony, CYGR, Scars, ENE, KBOS. Need that in a minute. All right, so that gives us okay, so CYGR and KBOS, and we're gonna say 30,000. That gets our, that'll preload some of our weather for us, which is good. All right. We'll pop V pilot up. we're going to connect now. And CYGRs. We got a lot of work to do before we can worry about filing a flight plan, but it'll get us going. Alright, let's start setting the plane up. There's no one awake at this hour, I'm not surprised. A little bit dark here, isn't it? That's there we go. Receiving the aircraft, page 1. All right. So, battery switch first on. Squelch that thing, because that's just going to get aggravating. Voltage amp selector to battery. And then volts are past 23, so we're clear to proceed. Bus ties to auto, yep. Standby inverter armed, standby generator armed. Generators 1 and 4. Off reset. APU generator on. And APU on. And in a minute we'll have some power here. And we're set to APU. Just waiting for our APU revs to come up. And there we are. We are in the green. Relay will close here in just a moment. There we go. We have a live aircraft. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to turn some lights on so we can see what we're doing. That's much better, isn't it? Yaw dampeners, master control. FGC select today is the 25th, so that's an odd number, so FGC 1, AP master 1 and 2 on, avionics master 1 and 2 on, ground ignition. It's an odd number day, so we're going to set to alpha, anti-skid on, auto spoilers on, and lift spoilers on. Check our packs air. Off. Ram air is shut. APU air needs to be on. Flight deck and cabin temperature should be set to auto. They are. Cabin fan and flight deck fan on. Hydraulics, we need our AC pump. We'll set that on. PTU switch also needs to be on. There we go. Nav lights need to be engaged. I want to try something here. It's not something I usually do, so we're going to cockpit. We're going to go upper overhead panel. Yeah, alright. So entry is on. Nah, it's a little bright. We're not going to do that. Wing lights logo. No smoking. Cabin. Not beacon. Nav. There. That gives a little bit of lighting around the aircraft. And then I need to back to cockpit. Oops. Virtual cockpit. There we go. Flight instruments all look correct. Flight enunciators. Yeah. Everything, all the alarm lights seem good. Autopilot. We're going to zero our course here. And that is all clear and off. I need to turn my inertial navigation on. And that gets us through. The aircraft is now in the received condition, so we are good to actually start considering startup. Now, I want to check on something real quick. Nobody has lit up in the neighborhood. There is some other aircraft traffic. You can see us down here. But basically, so we're flying, as I said, from here down to here, and nobody else in the neighborhood. So we're okay. We don't have to. So we are going to want to do a few things a little bit picky. Can text. Where's my can text? Just give me a sec. I'm looking for something real quick. Video game. Come on now. No, wrong one. There we go. Alright, it's a couple things I need to do here. So we're going to first off edit, replay, search, find, and replace ERD with CYGR. Replace all. Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel is going to be KBOS. And then there, that gets us that far. Okay, so CYGR Tower, CXA 312. There we go. That's a bit tidier, so I'll save that as is. That's cool. Alright, so next thing to do is get our safety check done to the point we're ready for startup. Get our flight plan filed. And part of course, the flight plan getting filed is fighting with the computer, but we'll sort that out. Alright, safety check is complete. Safety check is complete. Brakes are in the park. Yep. Hydraulics all off. Yep. Fuel panel should be good. Yep. Lights and notices should be set. This is good. Yep. Air conditioning set is required. Thrust levers should be fuel off. Just going to do a joystick test. Joystick test complete. Altimeters set. Aircraft power. Doors and windows start to close up. Okay, so at this point we actually need to get our FMC configured. So that's going to be the next piece of the puzzle. And I like doing this from the outside because it's a pretty plane. So 8, 9. Okay, so ident, we are good. Alright, so we are departing CYGR. Charlie, oh goodness, YG. Up there we are. And then KBOS. And this is Charlie X-ray Alpha Tree 1 2. All right. Departing. What's our wind conditions here on the island? Okay, so, I mean, that's kind of open and shut case, don't you think? So it looks like we're going to be departing runway 25. There we go. Oh. I want to make sure I like the talky bits. Yeah, my QPass.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this flight. May we remind you that all seat backs and tray tables need to be in the upright position. All carry-on items brought on board must be securely stowed either under the seat in front of you or in an overhead bin. Prior to pushback from the gate, please ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. Personal cellular telephones may be used while parked at the gate with the main cabin door open. We will advise you when they must be turned on. For customers seated in a row of seats identified by the words "No."
Alright, so then I'm just going to rearrange something real quick so I can look at two things at once.
Once airborne, you will be advised when the use of approved devices such as personal computers and compact disc players is permitted. A complete list of approved devices may be found in the magazine.
YYG, then YSJ. And then Ebony. And then SE. scars. Then E, E, and E. And then KBOS. Okay, so then we're actually going to go into our arrival, and we're probably going to come in via JFundy, JFund 1. So let's go take a look at our Navigraph. Star JFund. Ocean is from down there. This makes no sense to me. Why is JFund from... You'd figure JFund would be over ocean, but it's not. It's the inland approach. Gardner comes in from way overland. Norwich comes in from south. So it looks like it's ocean. Okay, that's funny. Ocean. Okay, I get it now. So we'll do ocean 4. Now, we're going to transition where? Leasy would be the best one if I can find it. Well, actually, we've got E and E on the list, don't we? We'll transition to E and E. And then we're going to pop map 2. Scoot on down to Boston here and take a quick look. Oops, went right by it. Boston, there. And wind on the ground in Boston looks to be not far off from us. So we're going to go with 22 left. 22 left on a 110. Okay, we can do that. ILS 22 left. Transition at Noli, I think. And then ILS 22. Yeah, transition Noli. All right, that gets us in. And that gives me my... Okay, so we're actually good to file a flight plan at this point. So we're going to do that next. And that gives me, sets my timer for 30 minutes departure. So we are flight plan. It is 10:41 in the morning. I'm going to give myself 30 minutes, so that would be 11:10. That's 30 minutes to finish setup and get in the air. And our estimated flight time is 1 hour and 35 minutes. I've got 4 and 410 in the tank. 200. We'll be cruising at 280 knots. We'll see if we can push that up a little bit. We'll once we're above 10,000, we'll see. Because of the age of the turbojets, sometimes they do not behave well at high altitude, depending on wind. Cruise altitude will be 30,000 feet. And this is going to be a VFR flight. Okay, let's save that. VFR. And we are Victor 30,000, a Victor 300. And file flight plan. There we go. We are clutched in, ladies and gentlemen. We have 30 minutes from this point to get this plane in the air. And then I need to go to my Canadian Express. I'm going to import a flight plan. Open. And start logging. There we are. We are currently boarding the aircraft. So this is all right. Okay, what's left here? All right. All right, time to start getting the aircraft set up, or the last half of the aircraft set up. Parking, okay. At gate 3. Alright, that gets us pretty much ready. Okay, let's start closing the plane up. So, bring in the stairwells, close the cargo doors, pull the wheel chocks, and then close the main entry, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just closed the main cabin door. All personal cellular telephones must be turned off and stowed for the duration of the flight. Flight attendants, prepare doors for departure, cross-check, and verify status.
Now, this is a short runway, so we're actually going to come out of here on max power over here. So we're going to go Toga max out on here. Trims need to be set. I usually go with 4 degrees. That seems to do the job. One thing I did forget to do. We're going to set this up. And we're going to go legs and plan and step through this. Looking for continuity errors. like that one. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. And then VNAV cruising altitude is 30,000 feet. Okay, we're good. Now I need to get my radios set up here. I'm just going to cheat. So grindstone is 112. Well, it's not really treating, it's just using a different information source in the paper. Let's set grind. And what's the, there's another radio here in the neighborhood. There's grindstone and there's actually two radios if you go by the official chart, but I'll just, and nav frequency ADF, there we go. And we'll worry about other radios as once we're in the air. Okay, so we're ready for pushback at this point. Pushback and start. This is going to be one of the shortest pushbacks you see. There we go. Pushback complete. We are ready to go for startup. So we're going to set our parking brake. Beacon on. Beacon and strobe. PAX and APU air need to be off. Engine anti-icing needs to be on. Brake fans need to be verified off. AC pump off. Fuel pumps on. Start panel needs to be set. All right. Transponder is good. So now we can actually start. So we're going to go for engine 1 start. Good start on engine 1. Go for engine 2 start. Engine 3 start. Good start, engine 3. Engine 4 start. Good start, engine 4. All right. Let's wait for the starter to come off. Yep, good. Okay, and we're gonna master start off. Engine anti-icing. We are over open water. It is early in the morning. I'm gonna leave engine anti-ice on. Generators. We're gonna switch gens 1 and 4 on. And put some power to the galley. We're going to switch to from APU to generator. Switch our brake fans to automatic. Hydraulics on. Heaters on. Engine APU air capped. Okay, so we're good for taxi. All right, what did we say here? We're departing runway 25. Taxi via Bravo. Okay. That's kind of what we should have. That's kind of wrong, but good enough. All right, so I need to swing my nose to the left. Brakes off.
Flight attendant, please be seated for departure.
Okay, we're going to hold short here at before we cross onto this runway. We're going to do our pre-takeoff setup, and then we'll roll out and get on the road. Okay, we're going to set our parking brake because we're here for a moment. Okay, flaps full. Flight instruments checked. We're departing runway 250. Our initial climb is going to be to 3,000 feet. Auto thrust is on. Flight director is on. Yep. Everything. Okay, we're good. Let's roll out. Okay. Let's check our flaps. Ooh, flaps did not extend. Flaps maximum, please. Double check our altimeter. We're good. Okay. Landing lights are on. All right. Yeah, I missed a couple calls, but that's okay. All right, let's go. Yep, we are in danger of taking off.
V1.
Rotating early.
Rotate. Clouds of green. Gear up. V2.
Alright, we're in the air, folks. We're going to get stable at 3,000 feet, make sure the aircraft is behaving as we expect, and then we'll arm navigation and get in the air.
Flaps up.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, sunrise over the Magdalen Islands. We're gonna... Looks like the aircraft is functioning as we want. We're gonna do a couple quick cut-ups here. Gear up, of course. Gear is up, flaps are up. We're gonna switch over to climb mode. Engine air needs to be on. APU air can be switched off. It is. Packs can be switched on. And our APU can be switched to the stop position. And we are already on Gen 1, so we didn't knock the plane out of the air. That's an excellent step. We are in the climb configuration. We're going to double check our... There we are. We need to check our PTU. Pressurization is okay. Lights off. We'll leave our cabin lights on for now. We are otherwise good. Aircraft is good. We are now going to switch to LNAV, and we're going to clear the aircraft to climb to 30,000 feet. Aircraft is configured for climb, 30,000. There we go. Once we cross 10,000 feet, we'll turn our seatbelt sign off, and we're good. Until we cross 10,000 feet, of course, we are restricted to 240 knots. So it's, and we're pretty heavy actually, for a lot of fuel on board. Now, we're going to look at a couple things here. So this is our current location. I want to pick up, I want the Charlottetown radio. So that is 11380. 11380 is the next one we want. We can do that actually from here. 113.80. And actually, we can. There we go. That gives us our two good nav radios to work with while we're flying. And we can set up our pre-selects them down here as well. So we are direct. So there we are. We're doing okay. We should be coming up to Mach 0.7 by the time we get down to 30,000. We'll see how the aircraft actually behaves at that speed. We're in the air a little bit early, but not bad. I think we were in the air 5 minutes ahead of schedule. Glorious Atlantic Ocean sunrise. So you can see the plane is doing a stepped climb. And we're also fighting some network foolishness, which happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, the use of approved portable electronic devices is now permitted.
So that should be 10,000 feet. We're just going to jump back in the aircraft very briefly. Not much to see from the ground. We are long gone already. Yeah, we're at 11,000 feet, so we're going to turn the seatbelt light off. Continuing to climb like a rocket here. And we're 55K from our next turn point. 55 nautical miles, actually. And that should be 15 minutes. Some network foolishness. It happens. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we're in for about an hour. You know, it's an hour and 35-minute flight from takeoff, so, obviously we've got probably in the hour, an hour and 15 minutes left in the flight. But that should put us into Boston right around 9:30 in the morning local time. Weather in Boston last I checked was moderate sunny. So yeah, should be quite pleasant. No weather expected, or no unhappy weather expected on the flight down, so we should be good to all the way to 30,000 feet, which is our cruising altitude. We should be hanging at around a speed of 300 knots for the trip down. We'll see if air conditions permit that. And yeah, if you have any questions, of course, please type them into the chat. I'll be happy to answer you as I can from the flight deck. Oh, come on now. No, that's interesting. It's supposed to say that I'm Twitch streaming right now. Wonder why I did that. I wonder why I didn't do that. Oh well. I am actually Twitch streaming. I promise. That is beautiful. Death by weather update. Now that's Prince Edward Island. So we'll be overflying Prince Edward Island, essentially flying right over the Charlottetown Airport as one of our waypoints, and then from there divert and then angling down to fly essentially the length of Nova Scotia, over the Yarmouth Airport, and then from there down to Boston. So easy legs, pretty straightforward. So this is from cable head, but the thick cloud layer can't see us from the ground. Absolutely love the Canadian Express livery on this aircraft. Looking out the window from business class, not a bad view. 21,000 feet, climbing steadily. We should be to cruise here right shortly. Our rate of climb is somewhere around 1,000 feet per minute, so yeah, in the next 5-10 minutes we should be at top of climb. It's nice. So this aircraft is equipped with 3 fuel tanks. Oops. Just zoom in here and I'll show you. And so the way it works is that the center fuel tank fills the wing tanks, and then the engines drain from the wing tanks. So this number will have to hit 0 before the wing tanks change substantially. So we should be able to do we should be down to Yarmouth by the time our centerline tank hits empty. I wish the TACAS worked. That's a bit of an omission. I understand why it doesn't, but. Oh, good grief. 90 knot wind? Yeah, so we've got a 90 knot wind. That's going to cause us some problems, actually. That shaves almost 100 knots off our turbine speed. So we're going to have to pay attention to our turbine performance as we get a little bit higher up. Still no one awake. And we're just going to say Moncton Center with you. 10 NM North YYG FL 300. So we're doing okay here. Need to grab our next radio for our leapfrog. Some other traffic in the area, not bad though. So Moncton's 117.30. Well, Halifax, I suppose, Halifax is a good candidate, almost by definition, 115.10. That's two good lead marks. There we go. That gives us two good DME leads. Change our course bug here. There we are. $27,000 feet. So our next waypoint is 121 nautical miles. We're flying over Prince Edward Island currently. We just flew over Charlottetown, over Charlottetown Airport, right there. So the waypoint is actually right about there. So. Still 100 knot wind, pretty much right on the nose. So it's going to be a long haul down there, but we got plenty of fuel. So, yeah, Nova Scotia. So that is the Cape Breton region there, and we're getting into mainland Nova Scotia here, basically heading in the rough direction of Halifax, Halifax-Yarmouth, that corridor, and over that way is the province of New Brunswick. And of course the Magdalen Islands, where we took off from, back in the distance, fading rapidly. Climbing past 29,000 feet on our way to 30,000 feet, so we're just about at cruising altitude. Just gonna quickly check in here, and cars, all looks good. Hey, Green Shadow, thanks very much for the follow. Much appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Alright. 96 nautical miles to our next waypoint. This leg's kind of like, we got a couple of long legs in here before interesting stuff really happens, but that's okay. Basically, this leg's about a half an hour, followed by a second half-hour leg, and then we wrap up in 10 minutes. Can't get over the 100-knot headwind, though. That is going to cause us some grief.
Folks, this is like that. We just level off our cruising altitude. As a reminder, even when the seatbelt sign is off, you should keep your seatbelts fastened all time while seated. This is in the event we hit some unexpected bumps along the way. Right now, all we ask is to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flying and flight service. Thank you.
All right, that warning is right there. Oh, okay, can't quite see us from the ground, but that's all right. A bit of a cloud layer there. And there's our add altitude. And that fuel warning we just saw is because our centerline tank is getting dry. As I said earlier, the aircraft fills the wing tanks from the centerline tank, and then the wing tanks start to empty out. So we're going to see that fuel warning a couple more times. I don't understand why. I've got it actually disabled in. Flight Sim, but it keeps doing it anyway. So don't stress about that. We're fine. And yeah, I was afraid of that. With that 100-knot headwind, we can't exceed 270 knots. Because of the speed of the wind coming at us, our turbines would actually have problems swallowing the air getting rammed in them. So we're going to be, we'll have to watch this real careful. That's what that red bar is. That's an overspeed on the turbines. So we're only supposed to be hanging right around Mach 0.7, which is around 270 knots. So we should be right around here, 268, 270. But we certainly don't want to go any further. And we need to keep an eye on those winds. If they start to stiffen up a little bit, we'll have to... So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on our wind now that we're at cruising speed, cruising altitude. And there's our second warning about the fuel tank. 300 pounds left on the centerline tank, but 6,800 pounds in each of the wing tanks, so we're okay. Weather update there. We're gonna get beaten around a bit. Nope, that's all right. It's looking pretty good here, actually. here looks fine. Yeah, this is all looking pretty good. We have ice detection is on, so if we start to ice, we'll get noticed. We'll get notified, but we should be all right. Aircraft looks to be in excellent condition. So we're basically doing somewhere slightly more than 4 miles a minute at our current airspeed. So yeah, 15 minutes we'll be at our next waypoint. Okay, folks, I am actually going to briefly step away from the keyboard here. I need to go refill my coffee mug, take some of that in-flight service we were just mentioned earlier, and I will be right back. Alrighty, folks, I'm back. I do appreciate your patience. Left the coffee upstairs. 1 second. First thing I need to do real quick is just make sure no one's trying to talk to me. Nope, no messages. That's good. Okay. And we do have some other aircraft in our neighborhood. Nobody is lit up yet, so easy do. Alright, so I will be right back. Like I say, I just left the coffee upstairs in the... I'll be right back. Alright, so if you hear what sounds like a rooster periodically in the background, that is a rooster. So, don't, there is no cause for alarm. He's the aircraft mascot and co-pilot. He's a talkative fella. You may hear him from time to time. Alright. Oh, good. Alright, we're almost there. Fantastic. Yep, looking good. Okay, so we're flying pretty much right over St. John right now. I'm going to grab the Princeton VOR 11430. Whoops. Big wind update. And then where's another good one? I'm going to grab the Yarmouth as well, which is 11330. That'll give us 2 wide legs to work off of. Oops. 113.30. Yeah, 113.3. And then 114.3. Yep, alright. So that is Nova Scotia over there. And that would be the port city of Yarmouth. This is the Digby Arm, Digby Neck region, as I've flown over before doing a tour of the area. This is the Bay of Fundy. Nova Scotia over here. This landmass is, of course, New Brunswick, Canadian province of New Brunswick. And you can see this stretch of land here is the island of Prince Edward Island that we flew over earlier. And out that way, and directly ahead of us that we're flying down towards, is the United States of America. So we'll be crossing into northern Maine here in just a few minutes. In fact, we'll be starting our approach here in 10 minutes. That's not bad at all. That popping noise really drives me friggin' nuts. Mute. And mute. So we ought to be somewhere in this area, but we're not showing currently for some reason. But yeah, we should be crossing the D mark here right shortly for the next air traffic zone. So that line should be the D mark in. There's the tower from St. John, New Brunswick. Damn, that's pretty. So our centerline tank is dry, and you can see we're now draining off our wing tanks. Got track on our DME. There's our next waypoint. Now, I'm going to take advantage of the fact we got some time here. So 110.3 is the magic number. And then the actual runway actual runway is 215. Is that what I'm seeing here? Yeah. No, it's 216. So we're going to set that up now. That sets us up so that we'll be able to just clutch that in at the appropriate time. Beautiful early morning flight. So we're 4 minutes to Ebony. Sear is, what's that? It's 25, 30 minutes. So yeah, about a half an hour, and then the last bit will wrap up pretty quickly because that's our descent and our navigation profiles, and yeah, we're doing okay. Aircraft is performing well, holding consistent airspeed around 270 knots, which is Mach 0.7, which was our intended cruising speed. Well, I'd been hoping to be able to get up to around 280, but with a 100-knot headwind, that's just not possible with these turbines. So, you know, with a 10-knot safety margin for wind gusts, yeah, 270, Mach 0.7, more than acceptable. Did we fall off the network? Yeah, we fell off the friggin' network. Connect. Hello. The latest update has done that a couple of times, which is bloody aggravating. Where it thinks that my flight sim is locked up, and I do not know why it does that. But that's causing some serious problems. Yeah, I don't know. There we are. That kind of sucks, but anyway. So nothing's lit up. We're not going to be annoying anybody, but still. Now, I'm curious. Nope. I was wondering maybe if it was the FS Tramp mod that was causing the problem. But $114.80. I'll pick up $114.80 next. There we are. And we're doing okay. Yeah, so at this point we're actually into the United States. So, welcome to America, ladies and gentlemen. Local air tower. Conditions have cleaned up enough that you can see us from the ground. That's nice. There we are, jetting overhead. I don't know if you can see them on the Twitch stream, but still some stars in the background there. Still early morning. Beautiful view out business class. Alright, let's do a quick inspection of the aircraft here. That's 258's the magic number. There we go. So Bar Harbor is 330 for ADF. I think we're just going to switch that in. Cockpit, radio panel. 330 is it? Yeah, 330. how's this work? Hang on a second. Okay, I'll just do it this way. Oops. And then there's taut, which is over here at 227.0. Set that in over here. Oops. There we go. That sets us up well there. And I'm actually going to set my my number 2 here on 122.8 as well, in case I need to do a frequency hop. I can just use both. I can just toggle which radio I'm going to transmit on. Oh, that's nice. I didn't know. Okay, learned something new. Plenty of light now, don't need to worry about that. Ooh, nasty glare on the altitude indicator. Alright, this is looking pretty good. Whoops. Big network update there. Nope. What's happening is we're sitting on a METAR boundary and the wind is swinging wildly here, which is having the other effect of screwing up barometrics and things like that. So this is a problem I've noticed when flying through the United States. It happens sometimes on exclusively Canadian flights, but I've noticed that the run down the eastern seaboard tends to do this a lot. That's unfortunate. So what are we doing in Boston right here? Winds 270, 10 knots. 10 kilometers, 21 and 21 degrees on the ground. Very nice. It's going to be very nice. All right. Yeah, we've gotten beaten around a little bit. That's all right. Inside of the aircraft looks okay. I'm not seeing any alarms. Everything looks fine. And Brunswick is 115.20. We're going to use our FMC to set that. And there we go. Whoops. Yeah, I was afraid of that. That is the network correction that I've been sort of waiting to have happen. So we're now overspeeding the turbines. There's nothing I can do about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt. Thank you.
Now the plane will auto throttle back to get us back down to our safe speed of about Mach 0.7, but in the meantime, this aircraft thinks we were well over Mach 0.8 at one point, which is well outside the safe speed for the turbines. All right. Dropping back below safe speed now, and stabilizing back at our preferred flying altitude of 30,000 feet. I'm less than pleased about that, but I knew it was going to happen. And again, massive wind correction, and so that's just transitioning through an area that had a funny METAR. The higher you go, the less reliable your METAR information is. I've actually had a couple of flights, particularly with this aircraft, where there is this issue about the turbine speed, the intake speed, where I've had to basically step down below 28,000 feet, so that I could essentially fly under the bad METARs, for lack of a better way of putting it. So we're about 6 minutes back from our next waypoint. So we're about a half an hour back from, somewhere between a half an hour and 40 minutes back from landing in Boston. So not quite as fast as I had hoped, but we are making okay time. Still, it's just barely under a half tank of gas, so fuel is going to be a non-issue. All right. Good coffee. All right. And there we go, another big ugly weather update. And so you saw what happened, right? So, yep, the wind switched 90 degrees, and now our airspeed's a mess, and then we're going to have another compensation that flips us back. And that kind of thing gets aggravating. I wonder... Anybody in, no. I'm tempted to do a voluntary step down to 28,000 feet, but... Well, there's a British Airways airline right off to the left and high of us. Let's see if we can see him. Okay, so he's well behind us now. So he ought to be over there somewhere. Yeah, I'm not seeing him. Sometimes you can pick out the contrail, but Going into our next turn for our next waypoint. No, we regained our course here, so we're going to wobble back onto our course until we get hit by the next wind correction. Good morning and welcome to the live stream. Yeah, not seeing that speed bird, but that's okay. Hopefully we'll see some other traffic on our way into Boston. Lost us from the ground. Formation of big white puffy clouds down there. It's kind of pretty. So we're 30 nautical miles back from our next waypoint, making our way down the jetway. Everything's looking pretty much the way you expect it. No alarms on the board. No alarms up here. Uptick our nav radios. Where are we at? So we've got Brunswick clutched in. So I think we'll go off Kennebunk next, which is 117.10. We'll put that as our number one here. 117.10. And switch straight on to Kennebunk. Okay, cool. So ENE is the Kennebunk waypoint, and that's our actual next. That's the next place we're going to be turning at. So that's cool. We're pre-clutched in for our approach. Navigraph, where are you? There we are. So 110.3. Yep, we've done that already. And the approach is 216. Yeah, we're already good. Good. So you can see up here we're going to do a turn out. Because, so the idea is we cross the Kennebunk VOR, then we turn out this way to pick up the star to vector into Boston. Yeah, Boston down here. So, okay, so there are some aircraft in the Boston area. We will need to be aware of that. well as 22L. That lets the planes on the ground know that I'm playing. And then I'm going to have to start my descent. So I'm going to pre-auth the aircraft now for 17,000 feet. So, if everything works the way I expect it to, we will automatically start a descent profile. I'm actually going to pre-auth the aircraft down to 10,000. So we're 10 miles top of descent. And yeah, we've had a weather correction, which means our airspeed is a little high. But we'll start correcting that down. There's our turn for our waypoint. A little bit overspeed on the turbines due to a wind correction. That'll sort itself out. I'll jump back in the cockpit here. I want to make sure this plane is actually going to start its descent. So what should happen here is that when we hit the TD, we should automatically start descending down through the steps in the VNAV course to when we get to Grig, and we've got a few minutes here, so. Coming up on TD.
Ladies and gentlemen, to prepare for landing, it will be necessary to collect all service items.
There we go. Aircraft is an auto descent based on VNAV. And we should also start decelerating. Yep, very good. Alright, this is just like it's supposed to work. Okay, while the aircraft runs this leg about 5 minutes, I'm going to be AFK, and then I need to use the heads, and then we'll continue on with the flight. Alrighty folks, I am back. So we got some stuff up now. Looks like some... Let's see what's going on here. Yep, there I am. There he is. We're descending. Alright, this is looking pretty good. Now we've got a crosswind, but that's not what we're going to have on the ground here. Let's just check our METAR. KBOS, what do we got? Wind is 270 at 8. Now that changes things because that's a different wind than when we took off. But I might be better, I don't know, switching to approach on 33 left. Yeah, I'm going to switch to 33 left. So I'm going to need to notify 33 left and update my FMC. Can I do that? KBOS. Next. ILS 33 left. Yep, there. Trans at Ben. Exec. Route. Plan. Legs. Now we've got a problem with our route here. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is fly this approach manually because this is now completely messed up. Okay, so... Okay, boss. There. So what I'm going to actually do is fly direct Ben from my location. So I'm going to scrap my flight plan as is. Route. Next. So let's see here. Can I delete you? Delete you. And I'm going to pre-auth the aircraft down to 5,000 feet, or 10,000. Well, once we cross 10,000 here, we need to. That's okay. Ben is down there. Cool. And then coming into Ben, I need to be at 4,000 feet, so I'm going to pre-authorize the aircraft down to 4,000. Now I need to change my entire ILS setup. So I want 33 left. So I'm at 110. Okay, so whoops, that's not what I wanted. So my actual course is 331. 23.1. And then my ILS is 110.7. Here we go. That's better. I'm actually going to switch this ILS on now so that I can get a little bit of heads up if we get to start picking up track. Crossing 10,000 feet. Landing lights on. Airspeed is 220. Really? Wow, no, it's not disconnected. Beautiful conditions. "22 miles, which is 6 minutes to our next waypoint. Waypoint is Bend, so that is our turn and our approach. And weather update. Okay. Let's get the book going here. Okay, we're going to spin up the PTU. And I'm going to authorize the aircraft all the way down to 1500. Okay, we're going to put our first level of flaps down.
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for landing, please return all seat backs and tray tables to their upright and stowed position. Ensure all portable electronic devices are turned off and stow all carry-on items. Additionally, footrests and video monitors must be returned to their
We have
original
ILS.
position. Thank you.
Okay. Airspeed's 180. So I'm going to go to flaps 24. I'm actually going to switch to level change mode now. I want some greater granularity on my throttle. I'm going to step down to 160. And we're going to enable approach. Computer has the aircraft. We're going to drop our airspeed right down to 150, and go full flaps. Continuing our descent. KBOS on final. Looking good. We have localizer. We have glide slope.
Radio altimeter.
Looking good. Auto land is enabled. APU is on. Nice and lazy on the way in. Have the runway in sight. 4 reds. Below, we are below glide path. Auto flare is enabled. Holding 1500. By VAIs below glide path. Have the runway visual. Okay, VII showing 3 red, 1 white, regaining glide slope.
Landing checklist.
Gear.
Down in 3 green.
Flaps.
Flaps 33.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Landing lights.
On.
Landing checklist complete.
2 red, 2 white, good for landing. Throttling back to 145. Two red, 2 white. I want to be throttled down to 120 as we cross the threshold. Joystick throttle's been repositioned. Crossing 1000. We are go. We will land. We're going to set 331 on the over here. So if we have to, we can toga. Dropping speed to 120. Looks like we got
500.
other traffic on the apron there. Slightly right of runway by visual, but we're getting pushed. There's a
300.
crosswind.
Approaching decision height.
Yep, we're going.
Minimums. $100. 60, 40, 30.
Manual control, I have
20.
plane. Auto throttle off.
10.
89.
Here we are, we're on the ground. Brakes on. Spoilers not engaged, did not deploy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be taxiing for the next few minutes, so please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign.
A little hotter
At
than I
that
really
time,
wanted to
please
come
remember
in,
to
but
check
that's
around
okay.
your seating area, in the seat pockets, and overhead bins for all personal belongings that you brought on board. Please take care when opening the overhead bins, as the contents may have shifted during flight.
Yeah, auto spoilers did not deploy on that, so we came in a lot faster than on a roll than I wanted. KBOS, clear runway. All right, let's see where the hell we are. Okay, so I'm just going to take it in over here to over to gate C16. So right on Kilo, then Kilo 1, then we'll be okay. Kilo November Alpha. Time is 10:05 local, so touchdown was around 10:04. So we'll disconnect here and do a playback in a moment. I want to see how awful that was. I'm actually pretty pleased with that landing, given the fact that we had a couple of snafus. The aircraft was mapping, ILS had us mapping well right of the actual center line of the runway, so I had to manual control at the last minute to fix that. And then the auto spoilers did not deploy. So a lot of the drag that we would normally have when rolling down, slowing the aircraft down, rolling down the runway, didn't happen. Or at least it didn't feel like they did. I kind of muffed at one point where I forgot to turn off auto throttle, so we were maintaining an airspeed of 120, but as soon as I flicked that off, we just kind of drifted in, and that's okay, but we should have been slowing a lot more quickly after that point than I thought we were. It really felt like we hung at 110 on the roll for a long time down the runway. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Oops. And we'll put our parking brake on. We'll disconnect from the network. And we'll see what we got. So we're going to mode C off, disconnect. And then we're going to go to our Canadian Express. We're going to stop logging. We're going to save our log. We will send that. Log sent. Awesome. Options, instant replay. 60 ought to do it. And watch this from the tower. Okay, so apparently I started the, I could have shaved a minute off the replay. Maybe I'll just do that now. Hide menu bar, don't do that. World, 500. That's better. So
1,000.
that's looking pretty good. Like I said, the whole thing felt pretty good until I realized as we were coming down that the aircraft wasn't compensating well enough for the crosswind, and we were coming down well off-center on the runway. $700 feet. 600.
500.
4. 350.
300. Approaching decision height.
250.
Minimums.
Yeah, you can see we're well right of the center, well right of center line here, in spite of the fact that we've officially got a good ILS capture.
50,
So
40,
that's the point where I cut over to manual,
20.
and we float a lot here.
10.
80 feet.
Okay, no, we were wheels down at 80. It just felt like it took a long time to get this thing to stop. But yeah, you can see the spoilers aren't out. And I know I did a spoiler check before we departed. So she really rolled for a long time, and I was so busy in the cockpit, I didn't take the time to actually pull, I didn't think to pull the button. I can manually pop the tail spoiler. So okay, that was actually pretty good. And I just want to pop over to the Canadian Express website, hit the front page. $312. It says arrived. Okay, it hasn't processed my landing speed yet. All right, well, that wasn't a bad landing then, given a couple of minor snafus. But yeah, I'm actually pretty pleased. I'm really, I mean, it's 15th or 16th flight with the aircraft. I'm actually feeling like at this point I'm actually starting to understand it understand the aircraft well enough to be reliably able to get it to perform. So that's a very nice feeling. This plane has had a bit of a steep learning curve. There's a lot of little details. As I've jokingly said on other live streams, you know, the 1980s called, they'd like to remind you you're borrowing their flight control systems and their hardware and their CRTs. So yeah, it does take a little bit of getting used to, but it's a really nice plane. Once you you have to take the time. It's not a jump in and fly kind of plane. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to wrap up the live stream here. We've been on the air for approaching 3 hours and 20 minutes. I need to relax, do something else for a little bit. Might be streaming again this evening, otherwise probably will be streaming again tomorrow morning, actually. And hope to see you then. Thanks very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves, all the best, and have fun doing whatever it is you do. Bye-bye.